Hello, welcome back to the Bronx Journal. I am Adavie Gutierrez. Robert Rios is a Bronx singer and songwriter who fuses R&B and Latin soul music to create a new sound of his own. He has steadily gigged in clubs around New York City and recorded several independent albums. Robert, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here with us. Now, getting right into it, who is Robert Rios? Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, Robert Rios is the offspring of Robert Rios II and the first, so technically I'm the third. I'm so awesome that there's two more of me.
Nice.
But really, I'm a second generation Puerto Rican from the Bronx. My grandfather was heavily involved in the Latin music scene up in the 50s and 60s into the 70s, and even at 76 years old, he still actively gets gigs today.
Really?
So really, music has always kind of been ingrained in my family and in my being. So I've been steadily hitting the New York City club scene for I'd say about 5 to 6 years seriously. But I mean, music has been something that I've always been working on. I was a performer and graduate of the LaGuardia High School of Performing Arts.
Okay.
So that was kind of really where it all started about 15 years ago, more or less.
Okay, you don't want to tell your age, right?
Yeah, it's all right, you know.
Okay, so would you say your grandfather has been a huge role model in your music?
Definitely, still to this day. You know, he's always kind of giving me advice on, you know, the right thing to do and kind of steering me just to stay humble, keep me grounded.
Nice. How would you classify your music?
It's definitely more of like an R&B soul type thing. I've always kind of geared towards that. I mean, it's definitely easier for Latin artists to kind of go to that Spanish music route, but something for me, I mean, being that English is my first language, and I've always kind of been, you know, more geared towards that, you know, kind of softer, smoother types of sounds. I mean, I'm especially from my father's playing records growing up, you know, from the doo-wop ages, Motown and Stevie Wonder, Michael Jackson, stuff like that. So it's always kind of been my niche to like really kind of fortify the whole genre of Latin R&B artists.
Okay, so would you say that you're like jazzy, love, you talk about love, relationships, is that kind of like the message in your music?
Well, I mean, there's a little bit of everything, I guess. I mean, definitely more of, you know, on the love songs. I mean, I'm a sucker for a good love song. There's some like more conscientious material, like with a message, and then of course, you know, your party songs and such like that.
Okay, and tell me a little bit about your extended plays, your albums, or things that you have released.
Well, I've done a few EPs that I've done pretty much released online and exclusively through various social media outlets. I have a website, robertrios.net, and you can reach me on the social media at Rob Rios Music on Facebook, on Reverb Nation, and Twitter. I've kind of, over the last, let's say, since about 2006, 2007 is when I really started to formulate my own sound and start to put together different projects. So I've released independently about 4 different EPs over the time. Currently, I'm working on switching up the vibe from doing more production-wise beats to a live band. So that's kind of where the next phase is going towards.
Okay, and what has been your growth over the years? You say you started in '06 and we're in 2013. So what would you say would be your growth? Like, what was your hiatus or your best part?
Well, I definitely think that it's taken me a while to just really fine-tune my sound to where I've really come into my own, where I, you know, people can say that I kind of sound like this person or kind of sound like that person, but when you listen to my music, you can definitely see that it's my own, and it's not really trying to sound like anybody else. There's definitely influences of, you know, of different artists, but, you know, it's definitely something that's not really been heard yet. So it's kind of a good thing.
Nice. So we can expect something different, something new.
A little something different.
Okay. Who have you worked with in the industry or out of the industry, up and coming? Like, who have you partnered up with?
Primarily, throughout the whole journey, I've collaborated with a local composer, Ruben Blaze Gonzalez, who's going to be playing guitar for me later on. we've kind of worked together closely over the years, and through that whole process, even just from kind of going from the kind of more R&B pop stuff and the production stuff to where we are now, where as far as like doing more instrumental and live stuff. So it's kind of getting back to the roots of doing kind of music in its fundamental form.
Okay, and how does that differ from doing more poppy sounds or like auto tunes like what we have today, than doing like live bands and having like a guitarist and drums and things like that?
Well, I mean, you can't fake it. Like, I mean, definitely auto tune is there. Personally, I'm not a big fan of the auto tune. It's kind of turned into a gimmick where you have people that really aren't singers that are now trying to come up with full albums where they're singing. I mean, yeah, it's cool for as far as selling and just to kind of make the trend. But I mean, there's no mistaking someone who has talent, who can actually use their voice the way that it's been given to them, and command the stage and really take hold of an audience. So I tend to really be more on the lines of wanting to get back to more like that music where you have a band in front of you and you have like people that are actually up there playing music and making music, and it kind of just, to me, gives it a more well-rounded feel.
Now, you was talking about natural talent, and you will be performing it for us today, right?
Yeah, from one of my newer songs off of the upcoming project. I've kind of done a few different versions of it over the last, I'd say, about year, but now that we're kind of gearing towards that live band setup, this is kind of more along the sound that I've really heard for it. When it's kind of one that I wanted to kind of redo a couple times just to get it right.
What's the name of it?
It's called Work Hard.
Oh, nice. And I love to work hard. And we will be back for more of the Bronx Journal, and Robert will be performing for us after this break.
We can all be more energy efficient. It's easy. Use energy-saving light bulbs. Energy Smart Power Strips. And turn off electronics and appliances when not in use. Learn what you can do today at energy.gov/tink.
Oh, the world is a stage, and I won't ever miss a beat. Sunrise to the sunlight, day and night, the time goes by. Work hard on my grind, sunrise to sunrise, every time I'm on the clock as it goes round. There's never enough time, never enough time, never enough, no, never enough. I work hard on my grind, sunrise to sunrise, every time I'm on the clock as it goes round. There's never enough time, never enough time, never enough, no, never enough. Seconds, minutes, hours passing, days go on so everlasting. I'll be losing count, but I know I must keep up. Hit the ground running, set the pace before me. Won't ever stop, no, won't cease. I'ma keep going till there's no more left in me. No, I won't back down, I will stand my ground. And the world can just keep moving right below my 2 feet. I work hard for a living, you got to believe in my soul, blood, sweat, and tears. And I won't be dismissed, given the business. No, you can't ever stop this. Work hard on my grind, sunrise to sunrise, which I'm on the clock as it goes round. There's never enough time, never enough time, never enough, no, never enough. I work hard on my grind, sunrise to sunrise, which I'm on the clock as it goes round. There's never enough time, never enough time, never enough, no, never enough. From the sunrise to the sunlight, day and night, the time goes by. From the sunrise to the sunlight, day and night, the time goes by. Day in, day out, clock in, clock out, the hustle starts here with me. Oh, work, more play, I won't miss a thing till I'm buried 6 feet deep. No matter what what you throw at me, it won't deter me from my dreams. Unlimited, my will and spirit won't let me give in, because all the world is a stage, and I won't ever miss a beat. Set the battle's on and the line's been drawn, now the rest is up to me. In the midst of what the world may dish, it won't mean my defeat that you won't see. Sunrise to sunrise, every time on the clock as it goes round, there's never enough time, never enough time, never enough, never enough. I work hard on my grind, sunrise to sunrise, every time on the clock as it goes round, there's never enough time, never enough time, never enough, never enough. From the sunrise to the sunlight, day and night, the time goes by. From the sunrise to the sunlight, day and night, the time goes by. Never enough, never enough. Oh, no, there's never enough, no, never enough.
Thank you guys for performing. That was awesome. Thank you, Robert. Thank you, Ruben, for coming on the show. And where can people find more about you?
Well, you can go online and hit me up on the website, robertrios.net, like Skynet, we've taken over, or just hit me up through social medias at Rob Rios Music on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Thanks again for that information, and we'll be back with another edition of the Bronx Journal. Yeah, thank you. That was